You are probably thinking, Huntah, another roguelike game? There are already many of them. And yes, maybe you're right, but join me in this video where I will show you that God of Weapons deserves your attention. God of Weapons was released a few days ago on Steam, after having in early access for months. This is an action roguelike, and if you're familiar with games like Vampire Survivors, Backpack Hero, or Brotato, then you know what kind of game I'm talking about. In God of Weapons, you take the role of a hero, which can be of different classes, such as the Knight, Hunter, Juggernaut, just to name some, where your mission is to ascend the Tower of Zhor, facing numerous enemies who will do everything possible to ruin your day. One of the special features of the game that we have been seeing previously in titles like Backpack Hero or Bloody Hell is the inventory management, where you must be strategic when determining which weapons and items to take with you on this adventure. Weapons and items use different amount of space, and also they have different shapes in your inventory. So, if you're a Tetris fan like me, in this game you will put into action everything you have learned. Let's take a closer look to the game and its features. We start by choosing our hero, which at first could be the Knight, the Hunter, or the Raven. But there are more that you can unlock by completing missions in the game. For example, you can unlock the Juggernaut if you manage to reach 60 armor during a run. Each hero has variations that you can unlock in the game, which will allow you to continue playing with your favorite class, but with different bonuses. The Monolith of Wishes will allow you to keep track of unlockables in the game. In Ancient God Blessings, you can acquire in-game bonuses, or blessings in this case, similar to Vampire Survivors. For example, you can increase your luck, starting gold, inventory space, and much more. There is also the Armory, when you can unlock weapons and items to be added to the pool of items that will appear in the game, which is very good, but also by adding new items will make it a little bit more difficult to receive the ones that you're looking for during the game. Let's see, and hopefully they will improve that in the future. On each of the floors, you will face hordes of enemies, and be careful that the levels sometimes hide traps, for example spikes that can pierce you, although you can use them to your advantage, activate them to damage your enemies. You can also find barrels, which function similar to the trees in Brotato. In these barrels you can find invincibility, food, gold, or maybe you will find a surprise, activating an explosive barrel. One thing that I found intriguing was that many of the enemies were extremely similar to those from another roguelike game, Monster Tiles TD. They might have used some generic assets to complete the game, which is a practice that sometimes happens in indie games. At the end of each level, depending on the levels that you were able to achieve, you can continue expanding your inventory. And this is the moment in which you must correctly plan which spaces to unlock. Some items or weapons can receive bonuses when they're being in proximity to another's, as well as some other items will lose the bonification for the same reason. This is why you have to be very careful when expanding your inventory and choosing the items for your build. If you need to make modifications to your complex inventory, you can take a piece out of it to be able to make modifications, but do not forget to add those items back in the inventory or you will lose them once that you start the next floor. This adds an extra challenge, as you will have to sacrifice something to make room in your inventory if you think that another weapon or item will work better with your build. In short, God of Weapons is an interesting game, not as polished as some other games in the genre, but has a lot of potential and is definitely worth to take a look. Tell me what you think. I'm TheGameHuntah, and if you like my content, do not forget to like, subscribe, and share my videos. I will see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.